Good morning, everyone. Firstly, I'd like to say, move these around a little. I'm shorter. I'd just like to say thank you very much to the Alibaba and to the Deep MENA teams for the invitation to be here today, and also to the team at ACE, our local partners here in China, for their support in advance of the trip and the presentation. So today we're talking about the Middle East market, and also how events can help companies gain market share and improve business performance around the world. I come to you today having spent 20 years in Dubai, so hopefully some of the experiences I've had in the UAE can help you form strategies moving forward and consider the Middle East as an expansion opportunity for your business. So first of all, let's look at events. As we all know, events have been around for hundreds, arguably thousands of years. In the format they are today, not necessarily. However, the outcomes that were desired back 100, 1,000 years ago are very similar. To do trade, to see new products and services that can help businesses, economies, and countries, to help demonstrate advances, and to bring together communities that can discuss and trade. Here we can see the first precursor to Expo 2020 that took place in Dubai a few years ago. The first edition back in the 1800s in London, bringing together experiences and advances from around the world to demonstrate each individual nation's strengths to a global audience. Arguably, one of the first tech shows in the world in Germany in 1930, here demonstrating the Humble radio. Albert Einstein opened that show back in 1930, and he suggested at the time that trade fairs are not just about technology and equipment, they're also about the visionaries and the pioneers that are behind those advances. And today, here in China, we see those visionaries and pioneers gathered in the event that's taking place this week. Here in Asia, 1957, opening up markets, looking at export potential, exactly the topic of the conversation today, looking at how economies can benefit from export and bringing together those products that can be exported to an audience of purchasers. And GITEX, of course. I hope everybody's familiar, if not everybody has been to GITEX previously. With GITEX Global taking place in Dubai next month, we hope to see many of you there. Sheikh Mohammed here, the leader, Vice President and Prime Minister of the UAE and ruler of Dubai, highlights that GITEX brings together those pioneers and visionaries that Albert Einstein mentioned nearly 100 years ago. We gather at events such as the one today and the one in Dubai in October to force the discussions and the strategies and the visions around the future digital economy. So around the world, and I speak to you today, having over the last 2 years expanded the GITEX portfolio, following 44 successful years in Dubai. 2 years ago, we made our first outing, our first discovery into new markets with GITEX Africa in Morocco. We quickly followed that with the announcement for GITEX Europe in Berlin next year, and then into Asia, into Singapore for April 2025, and the most recent launch, GITEX Nigeria, into Africa's biggest economy and most populous nation. So we have been through the same evaluation of overseas markets, the same assessment. How do you enter a market? How do you find local partners? How do you recruit local talent? How do you adapt your product to enable success in those overseas situations? And here, from a GITEX point of view, you'll see that we've taken advantage of those local opportunities in those markets. We've stayed true to the GITEX brand. However, we have adapted locally. We've learned from on-the-ground research, and we've adapted our products to be the most effective and reactive to market conditions and market requirements across Europe, the Middle East, Africa, and now Asia. So let's look at the Middle East. And back when I first entered the Middle East in the early 2000s, The vision of the leadership in the Middle East was very much, how do we move on from an economy reliant on fossil fuels, on oil and gas? How do we secure a future for our nation and our citizens and our residents? And the decisions there were focused very much around infrastructure, around real estate, around transport and logistics, manufacturing, and of course we all know the Middle East as a hub for tourism. Now moving forward, as populations double in the Middle East, the strategy is now changing to technology, to digital, to artificial intelligence. The UAE was the first country in the world to appoint an AI minister back in 2017. So they take this seriously. The vision of the leadership across the Middle East is openly looking for opportunities to advance experiences for citizens and businesses. So here we can see some of the sectors where the most opportunity lies around mobility and digital cities, around healthcare, around deep tech, around finance and cybersecurity, and around education. Of course, tourism still places a big part of the UAE and the Middle East economy, both from a sporting perspective, from a hotel and experience perspective, and from an entertainment perspective, such as the parks and resorts that Eric mentioned earlier. So China and the UAE. And for anyone considering opening up or entering the market in the UAE and in the Middle East, you're not alone. 6,000 companies have already trodden that path and have entered the UAE market successfully. There are business networks in the Middle East to help support that entry and help support that growth for businesses in the UAE and also the wider Middle East. There are strong relationships between leadership in China and leadership in the United Arab Emirates. And all of these things help to de-risk the entry for new businesses into a very, very vibrant and opportunistic market. So looking at events, depending on where you are in the business cycle, there are many opportunities to take advantage of events to further your business. If you're looking at evaluation, if you're at the stage today to say, the Middle East is an opportunity, but is it one that's right for us? Then events, and GITEX in particular, can help you evaluate that quickly. You don't need to employ consultants and take 3 years to do market research and come back with pages and pages of reports. You can participate in shows for relatively low-cost money, and you can meet your customers, potential customers, face-to-face. You can show them your products, your services. You can get real-time reaction to how appropriate they are for the opportunities and the potential in that market. You can start to look at building relationships with key partners that can help you establish yourself in that market. And if appropriate, you can source investors that see expansion and opportunity and opening in the Middle East valuable to their portfolio. If you've already made that decision, the Middle East is a market for you. How do you enter? Again, events can take a very, very effective and efficient way to enter a market. Showcasing your products and your services to get an immediate pipeline of sales and customers. You can establish your brand through a presence on a show floor at a trade show. And you can start to reveal that the partnerships that you've nurtured, whether that's with government, association, or other private sector entities. Once established, let's look at scale. How do you increase market share, brand positioning, and again, events through more advanced participation and partnership with event organizers, sponsorship, branding opportunities. You can start to demonstrate thought leadership, how your company is leading the technology and the discussion on the elements and the areas that you play. In the Middle East, one of the most important things is the building of relationships, the face-to-face interaction, the building of trust with local entities, customers, and partners. And here you can see, again, China and Asia companies have been through this before and used GITEX as a platform to reveal MOUs with key government entities, with key private sector partners, to help ensure that products are relevant and are being showcased to those in the market looking for products and services. We touched earlier 6,000 companies from China already active in Dubai and the UAE. Here are some that have used GITEX as their platform to accelerate access into those markets. Over recent years, almost 1,000 Chinese companies have used GITEX Global as the conduit to accelerate access into the UAE. And we hope anyone considering the UAE and the Middle East as a market for them, we can help you do what we've done with those 1,000 companies previously. I'll leave you with a vision and a touch and a feel to see the GITEX product that hopefully encompasses everything that we can help do for you as companies to enter a very, very exciting market.
Wonderful. It just feels like a big festival for technology.
Things that I had not thought of, I see them here. It brings together such diverse population.
It's absolutely massive. It's just impressive, the scale. It's like being at 30 different conferences almost at once.
Okay, yeah.
This is actually my second time.
I have never seen anything so big.
That's why I keep coming back. Trust is the #1 value. Number of people that are here, all interested in discovering how new technology can help them go to the next level. Really being able to connect with so many people from across the region, but also from across the globe is fantastic.
Definitely by far the largest event I've ever been at, and really amazing to see all these diverse exhibitors from all over the world, varying content.
The new industrial and economic revolution with digital transformation, including the rapid rise of artificial intelligence, and about advancing transformation of our economies and societies.
So what's unique about GITEX is not just the massive number of companies, it's about the diversity of the conversation.
Thank you. Hopefully you saw some familiar brands and some familiar faces on the video. So I will leave you to say we look forward to welcoming Alibaba and partners to GITEX once again this year in October in Dubai. And we hope to see many of you as well. And we hope to see you taking advantage of the opportunities in the Middle East. Thank you.